But please consider for a second the option that professional mix and mastering engineers are not complete idiots and don't like to waste money, thousands of dollars, on units that are useless. Oh my God, you gotta love the internet. This didn't take long, did it? Emergency video needed. After I posted the video, actually was a short bonus clip a couple of days ago of me showing you guys how I clip my mastering grade converter using my analog chain. I received a bunch of messages, of course, from many people linking me other YouTubers' video that took that idea and make it cheap. The cheapest version of doing that. Well, let's start with this. Do not freaking do that with cheap converters. Let's get to the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixFest TV. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on ProMix Academy, free plugins, discounts, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And if the videos are helping you, you want to support the channel, but most important, access to the exclusive members only in-depth mix and mastering videos and courses here on the channel. The real stuff. And also have mix consultations with me via Skype or email. Click the join button down here, see all the perks of becoming a MixFest TV member. It starts at $1.99. Let's get to the video. So as usual, someone took my video and kind of copy it, regurgitate the information and crap on it and completely missed the point of the video, which I'm used to. I think it's the best form of flattery. Anyway, if you haven't seen the original video in question, I'm gonna link it here and down below. In that video, that was supposed to be for shits and giggles actually, and was a bonus taken from the Mastering Clippers Deathmatch 3-part video series. I showed how sometimes I use my mastering grade converter, the Dangerous 80 Plus, to clip the signal and then going back into Pro Tools to gain a couple of dB of loudness, sometimes even 5 or 6, using the entire analog chain to do that and then recapture. Now, of course, a bunch of YouTubers made the same kind of video showing people how they can do that with their cheap interface. And of course, you don't need a $3,000+ mastering converter to do that, because we are all stupid. We like to waste our money in gear that is completely useless, right? Jokes aside, the emergency video title is of course a joke. I'm kind of concerned, and this is just my advice. Take it or leave it. Do not clip your signals with your cheap converters, or even with your middle-of-the-road converters, or even with good enough converters. An example, take my Motu extended system. That is a great sounding converter system, but I would never clip material with it. Make sense? And let me tell you this, the reason because I bought that specific converter is because even among high-end converters, there are very few that actually are meant to be hit hard, they clip well, and they clip as well as this one. So it's not just a matter of price. Price is a factor, it's also a matter of design. And of course, people can do whatever they want, but let me explain you why. On a converter, the AD stage is the most critical, more than the DA stage. That's why that converter is only AD and it costs that much. When you clip an AD stage of a converter, that is hard clip, okay? It's not soft clip unless the converter itself has a soft clip circuit in it. Hard clipping, when it's not done well, when it's not done with a high grade unit, a unit that somewhat has been designed that way, or at least the designer thought that the unit could be used off-label for that purpose. If you clip with a middle-of-the-road converter, I'm not even considering the cheap portable interfaces, can cause distortion. Now, unless you exaggerate and that distortion becomes super obvious, that distortion can be really hard to hear because it masks really well if you don't have a great DA system, if you don't have a great monitoring system, detail that show you and let you hear everything. And it can easily pass unnoticed until the track is out and played on consumer systems like phones, laptops, Bluetooth speakers, and all that. So my concern is for the people who watch those videos and then do that, and they might not hear the distortion right away, but then the track goes out and after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they realize that it's clipping here and there in various spots. Believe me, that happens very easily. It happens to professional mastering engineers sometimes. So go figure. On top of this, you also need to realize another thing. Your chain, your analog chain, is as strong as your weakest link. When I clip my converter for mastering purposes, I do it by running the signal through my 2-bus or mastering analog chain. And in that example, I use the SSL Fusion, which is a $2,500 unit, just to drive the gain into the converter. So I'm coming out from Pro Tools at low level. So my DA stage is not stressed. I'm way far from clipping, and I'm using analog gear. I'm in the analog domain, pushing the signal into the AD. You don't do it by pushing the signal out of your DAW, because first of all, you're gonna stress your DA, which will add distortion. And then you're gonna stress not good enough AD stage. That's why we do these things in mastering with analog gear, okay? Which is more forgiving. You saw me calibrating the AD to -14, so I could push the level using the output of the SSL without reaching the limit of the SSL headroom. Okay, because that's the other problem. If I want to clip my converter for mastering purposes and I calibrate it to -18, the SSL output is going to distort before the converter clips. Make sense? So it's not that easy. Every piece in my chain has 24 or 26 dBu of headroom, and you need to be mindful of your gain staging when you do stuff like that, or you're gonna do damage. And the problem is that you might not hear the damage right away. You're gonna hear it like a month after you release the track. So yes, your chain is as strong as your weakest link. Because if I had in my mastering or 2-bus chain, analog chain, one unit that, let's say, had +20 or +22 dB of headroom, if I drive the signal into that unit and I exceed that headroom, that unit is gonna start distorting. Now, some unit add color, so to speak, but most likely when you reach a certain level, they're gonna crap out. Everything is gonna crap out at some point, okay? So it's very important that you understand that it's not that simple. I also had a comment on that video that kind of made me think about this right away and got a little concerned, but I was like, no, they know better. And the comment says, oh, is that easy? Well, it's not that easy. First of all, you have to have a system that is built for that. And you have to have, again, taste on when to use it and when not to use it. That is not like a foolproof thing that you just do it and it makes things better. You need taste, you need to know when to do it, you need to know what to listen for. You have to have a monitoring system that tells you everything. But please consider for a second the option that professional mix and mastering engineers are not complete idiots and don't like to waste money, thousands of dollars, on units that are useless, or that they do things that you could do with a $200 interface. And let's do a little math. Consider a great studio interface that is between $15 and $2,000, okay, for 8 channels. Now, you have $2,000, divide that for 8 preamps, 8 channels of AD and DA converters, plus the studio monitoring section, the headphones amp, the DI inputs, and all the frills that a studio interface today has. Now, if you divide that price, even not considering anything else, just for the 8 channels of AD and DA, you divide 2,000 by 16. That's how much every single channel of AD and DA is gonna cost, right? And then take a mastering grade converter that is 3.5K for only 2 channels of AD. Do you think there's gonna be a difference? I mean, of course there is, right? But again, this video wants to be half educational and half ironic. People can do whatever they want. I was just slightly worried that with that clip, actually, that the YouTubers that took that clip and made the cheap version of it, we're starting the next internet fad and misinformation, because I've seen these kind of things happen, because those videos can get popular really quick because they give you the cheap version, the cheapest version of doing that. You don't need this, you don't need that, and everybody wants the cheaper version. Nobody wants to spend money, and I understand that. And I want to give credit. Most YouTubers don't do this maliciously. They just don't know any better. But because of the clickbait title or the subject in general, like I said, the cheaper version of doing it, they can become a bad trend that then spread in like 2 days all over the place, and people actually start doing that. So this is it for this video. This is just my advice, take it or leave it. Stay tuned because we are about to drop the biggest event that ever happened on the channel, if we haven't already by the time this video is out. Bella Kelly Throat remix contest open to all genres, so it's gonna be super fun. You can turn the song into whatever you want. Wait for the official announcement video. We're 25 grand in prices, analog gears, headphones, interfaces, plugins, and so on. I hope the video was useful and fun. If you liked it, please don't forget to leave a like and share. If you want to actually see solid and reliable mix and mastering videos with some of the real tricks and secrets, click the join button down here, become a member. You will access our already big and always expanding library, and you have mix consultations with me via Skype or email. Follow MixFest TV on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And see you next time.
Hands on my neck, hands grab my throat. Lift me up, man, take control. Heart is so gone, my type. Don't you know I fall for the bad type? You play the role of an angel pretty well.